Hello, hello, hello. What is going on? It's your boy, Izzy33, welcoming you to Primetime live this week for episode 38. My word, it has been one hell of a ride. I'm back from my vacation. If you couldn't tell by the impromptu episode of Breakdown that went live a few moments ago, that was meant for today, or for yesterday, sorry. My bad on that. I kind of fell asleep because I was tired because I got back. Yesterday was my first actual day back in the country. Today, day to myself, fully just relaxing, chilling, getting ready for this episode of Primetime. And what an episode we have for you guys as well. It is a stacked card filled to the brim with action. I, for one, cannot wait to get into this episode. So, first things first, let's address a few things as I try to just check. How's my video looking, or the stream looking? Let's just lower that a little bit. There we go. Perfect. But yes, tonight's episode gonna be pretty cool. I'm gonna say it right now. And we're gonna get straight into the action. No dilly-dallying needed. We got a title match to start the show in the women's television division. Earned last week in what I believe is it was a 1v1, a singles match. Sorry, forgive me, my memory is a little hazy on it, but it actually did happen a week ago. Anyway, enough said. Let us fade into our last of 4 title matches for Fallon Henley in the build-up to Cash Out.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the undisputed Women's Television Championship.
Out first is the challenger. A woman on a mission. Someone who's realistically put on a good showing since debuting here in IPW. Last week, earning a big victory over Jordan Grace, and now she gets the shot against the champ. Honestly, one of my favorites of the past. I think I've said that before. And tonight she's going to showcase, hopefully, enough skill to maybe garner the gold held by this woman. And folks, you know what time it is. It's time to saddle up as the double champ is in the house. Plane mode initialized. And can you blame her? She has simply been the most dominant woman in IPW since day one. And it's hard to believe that we are closing in on our 1-year anniversary. End of the year, start of the new year. We will be having New Year's Clash. That epic showdown. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's not going to be a pre-recorded thing, it's live. And the card's already looking to be pretty epic. I've been speaking with the general managers, trying to understand how they plan to put that card together, and it is looking pretty interesting. But before we get to that, we've got a championship match now. Alicia Taylor, take it away with official championship introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Los Angeles, California, Victoria! And her opponent from Chelsea, Michigan, the undisputed women's television champion and the undisputed women's world champion, Fallon Henley.
Well, introductions out the way. We're in for one heck of an opener. As the belt is lofted into the air, as always. Victoria stretching, seemed confident. The champion staring down the opposition and immediately through with a running forearm smash. Fallon takes control early. This works out in her favor. Something she has been very good at doing is controlling the early stages of matches. Irish whip. Backdrop, though, turns the tides on this situation as Victoria starting the match off early with now some heavy offense. Charges in, tries to hit that rolling thunder, misses, and the champion gonna capitalize and send her over the top rope. As always, Fallon has Kiana James at ringside, ready to provide the champion the backup needed in order to retain, something that she has been utilizing very effectively every single night she defends the belt. Kiana returns Victoria to the ring. Boot caught and a big forearm smash connects by the challenger. And we look at just the level of competition the champion has faced all throughout the last 4 weeks of IPW action. You've had Bayley in her first world title defense, Blake Monroe in the first television defense. You then had a close call with Athena, and now dealing with Victoria, who just gets crowned with that double axe. Henley goes for an early cover, earns a 1 count off of it, and now we kind of have to question the sort of mindset that the champion must have in order to keep coming into matches like this, keep winning, and having to deal with such dire competition. Not dire, tough competition. Pinfall attempt, but the referee is distracted thanks to what Kiana James did. We'll pan the camera over and see that she removed that top turnbuckle pad, meaning Victoria's pin is not going to come into effect, and it's going to basically squander that opportunity. Finally, no, missing yet again that rolling thunder. The champion avoiding the heavy offense, a leapfrog, and a beautiful drop kick there by Fallon, who's now sizing up Victoria for some heavy offense. A combination of strikes connecting, but the follow-up misses, and a headbutt is what's reciprocated here by Victoria. Hammerlock locked in there by Victoria, or a Moodalock as it's actually called. Interesting submission applied there by the challenger. Not something we typically see utilized effectively against Fallon, who's now locked in that pump handle suplex, sends Victoria flying into the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out by the challenger, but this is not a good place to be because the champion's rolling. The kick, no, not gonna connect. The step up does though, and that staggers Victoria. The champion, I think, was trying to look for that hoedown, but cannot connect. And this gives the momentum a heavy shift towards Victoria, but Kiana James distracted the challenger, and yet again, Fallon Henley capitalizing on that moment given to her by her fatal influence partner. The issue is the block shot, and now the Widow's Peak. Just demoralizing the champion with that one. Pinfall attempt comes through. Is the champion able to kick out? The answer's yes. And wisely rolling to the outside. But that's a beautiful floating moonsault to follow Fallon out of the ring. The champion in trouble here as Victoria, unloading, sends her running. The count reaches 4. Once again, Kiana James getting involved, buying the champion time to get back up. Bulldog from Fallon. The count reaches 8. 9. The champion gets saved by Kiana. And while it's an unconventional championship retention, it was a calculated masterpiece by both members of Fatal Influence to retain the belt. 4 weeks of championship defenses. And 4 times Fallon has walked out with her belts. This has been one heck of a championship run. But if I'm Victoria, I'm going to have to say I feel this has been stolen from me. And I think she might have a claim that, well, Eve Torres may have to deal with, because this right here, just Kiana James grabbing Victoria before. You just have to say that, technically speaking, that was illegal. Right in front of the referee as well. Maybe at cash out, Eve Torres could set a championship bout between Victoria and Fallon Henley. But until we get that confirmed, we've got another big boy bout. It's a number 1 contendership matchup for the television championship in the men's division. I should point that out. Not the women's. Fallon was set to defend for 4 weeks and not at the pay-per-view, according to our officials, and especially Eve Torres. She's put the champion through her paces, and clearly that is not going to be the end result. Regardless of that, we'll move on from them points and move over to our number 1 contendership bout. Strap on in, because this is said to be a pretty explosive bout. I'm looking at the stars that are on my match card here. It is going to be a bumpy road for a lot of people involved. Let's get into this matchup. Out first. It's the dirty one. Dominic Mysterio. A man that's done pretty good in IPW.
Triple threat match. Making his way to the ring. Representing the Judgment Day. From San Diego, California. Weighing in at 200 pounds. Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Last week out, he took down Ilya Dragunov in a very interesting bout that surprisingly didn't end up being too close. Tonight, he's going into this triple threat as one of the favorites to get the shot against the Monster Abyss. His other two opponents have secured victories in the previous 2 weeks to Dom's victory. And now they're going to go toe-to-toe to determine who gets the shot. Dom walking in with that aura of confidence he typically holds. And now it gets a bit more of a difficult situation for him as he has to deal with a giant.
From Kissimmee, Florida, weighing in at 264 pounds, Tully Tonga.
Talatonga, the next star into this battle. He earned a big victory over D'Lo Brown the prior week to Dom's victory. And that put him in good stead for this championship. He has looked pretty impressive since debuting, and now earning the shot to go up against these two fantastic stars here in IPW. Finally, it's time for a Japanese legend. Strong style on display every single night he's in action.
And from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
And he always seems to have the crowd serenading him to the ring. Nakamura earned a very big victory over us. The Great Muta, two legends of the game. And now, with his sights back on the television championship, a belt he has held before, can he become #1 contender? Nakamura has always kind of hovered around the television division's championship. And, well, he's got the chance tonight to realistically get that belt again at Cash Out. The issue is these other two stars bringing their unique styles into the picture can cause some concerns. Dom landing that STO onto Nakamura out of his combo. The issue is Hikuleo or Talatonga, whatever you want to call him, standing ready to strike. First weapon brought into the picture here by Dom is that sledgehammer. Unloading some big shots into the big man as he begins to stomp away here onto him. You look at, realistically, the styles that all three of these men bring. You got the power game, the size, and that explosivity of Talatonga. The speed, the high-flying offense of Dirty Dom. And then Nakamura, you've got his taunting quite clearly on the outside, as well as the strong style. Those strikes prolific. He returns to the ring, misses that big shot, and Dom's going to make him pay with a nice combination of strikes. Around the world, Dom goes and takes down Nakamura, but again, Talatonga back up, and he's going to elevate Dom into a bad position. Thought for a second he was going to send him flying out the ring with a powerbomb. Instead, it's a spear that cuts Nakamura in half. Partially, you have to think about how these stars won their matches to get into this position, and you forget some of the speed that Talatonga can bring as he catches Dom off that top turnbuckle, not going to allow Dom to go flying. Narrowly avoiding hitting his head there onto the sledgehammer as Dom lands the Michinoku driver, planting Nakamura down. The pin's broken up pretty quickly by Talatonga, who eats that tornado DDT. Which puts him in the drop zone. Gets a bit froggy and misses, I believe. Nakamura flying through the air, dropping Talatonga, goes for the cover. Dom's right there, though, to break this pin up. Running knee lift there from Talatonga, who's got two targets really here that are eating a lot of punishment. Bossman Slam. Delivered to great effect. Nakamura caught with a super kick. Dom, if he now isolates one of these men off, is in a good stead. He hits Talatonga with the sledgehammer, goes for the cover on him. Nakamura stunned against the ropes. Gives Dom the opportunity to go on the offensive. Neckbreaker dropping Nakamura. He's now in the drop zone. Dom missing with that double axe. That's a pretty heavy lariat there from Talatonga, drilling the neck of Shinsuke. Dom going to capitalize off of that offense by taking it to Talatonga, but Nakamura finally back up. Not going to be able to go on the offensive just yet, as Dominic, German suplex. Big offense connecting, but here comes Nakamura running STO. Baseball bat now in the hands of Talatonga, and he's swinging for the fences. But I think at this point, Nakamura's had enough. Sledgehammer to the back of Dom, and now one to the sternum of Talatonga. He goes for the pin. Dom slowly getting up as Talatonga quickly kicks out. Spine buster from Dom. And there's that cheating style Dominic likes. He baits Talatonga and sends him for a run. Trips him and goes for the cover. I believe Talatonga's full body landed on that sledgehammer. But yet again, it's only a 1 count. All of these stars did so much as that's a German from Nakamura. Getting a bit of revenge onto Dirty Dom with it. Uranagi planting Dom inside the ring. Nakamura grabbing a kendo stick as Talatonga back on the offensive hits a big knee. That's typically a Nakamura maneuver. I think Shinsuke's going to make him pay. No, it maybe isn't the case as Dom's trying to go low. Can't connect. Instead, he is planted. Headbutt from Hikuleo. Heavy amounts of offense being delivered by all of these men. T-bone suplex from Nakamura. Sending Talatonga for a ride. Dominic breaks the pin up. And now Dirty Dom really needs to isolate and go on the offensive. A big sledgehammer shot connects onto both his opponents. Nakamura shakes it off first, though. Backs through with a king shutter as he takes the skull of Dom, busts it open, and gets a 2 count. So close to victory there for Shinsuke. Tries to go for it again, cannot do so. Instead, he gets low blowed. Pinfall attempt. Dom gonna break it up though. At this point in the match, you kind of have to say Shinsuke's landed the best offense. Backstabber onto Talatonga. Eyes on Dominic, who's got some offense, but he eats the red mist of Shinsuke. He goes for the cover. Talatonga recovering. Not up in time, though, as the 2 count comes through. That almost could have been the win for Shinsuke. Nice axe kick there. And an axe to the head of Dom. Followed up with a baseball bat. Nakamura swinging for the fences. And now stomping a mud hole into Dom here. Nice shot connects there, and there's a king shuster just taking Talatonga's skull. Dom forced to sit and watch as Nakamura almost earns the victory. The big shots have been coming through from Nakamura as he's busted open both his opponents. Springboard misses for Dom, eats a sledgehammer shot, and Nakamura dropping Talatonga. Gonna go up and down vertical suplex. A lot of strength needed to deliver that maneuver to such a massive man. But Nakamura showcasing that strength in very good fashion. Poison Rana, though. Dominic's back into this match, connecting heavily with that onto Nakamura, forcing him out of the picture. Backdrop from Talatonga stops whatever Dom was going for. Shinsuke in, German suplex, heavy impact off of that as well. He goes for the pin onto Dom after taking out Tala Tonga. The 2 count comes through. And at this point, this is Shinsuke's match to lose. Roll up, he's caught. Dom trying to steal it. Channel is in at Eddie Guerrero, but Nakamura eats a big knee. Tala Tonga into the cover. 1, 2, and Dom breaks it up. Tala Tonga, Rikishi drivers. Dirty Dom gets taken out by Nakamura. Shinsuke stacks him up. Schoolboy. 1, 2. No. Pin reversed. 1, 2. And a kick out. Big shots connecting here for Tala Tonga, as he's dealt with Nakamura pretty effectively, but in the meanwhile, Dirty Dom has gone weapon collecting. He grabbed himself a chair, swung for the fences, an almost certain victory just like that. Yet again, going for the pin, utilizing the ropes this time. And a kick out almost immediately by Nakamura. Shinsuke escapes Dom's maneuver, only to be hit with a chair to the face. Tala Tonga picking up the scraps. He hits the big knee onto Dirty Dom. And Nakamura there to break this up. Although he's been busted open, he is still able to strike with great ease. Dom catching Nakamura. Yoshi Tonic. Not going to stack him up for the pin. Instead, he's just going to eat a load of punches and shots from the bigs. Tongan. Hikuleo is starting to get into a very dangerous state. Hard to stop. Cracks the skull of Dirty Dom with a kendo stick. Forces Nakamura into action. He catches the boot of Shinsuke as well. This could be the beginning of the end as Dom caught. Hits the super kick. And a kendo stick now in his hand. Can't swing for the fences. Instead, he is hooked up. Escapes out the back. Takes out Tala Tonga's leg. Fights to his feet. And now he's got Nakamura lined up. Sent out the ring. Dirty Dom controlling this ring state. Nakamura down and out on the outside. As Tala Tonga, big time knee connects. He's going for the pin. Nakamura quickly returns, but he doesn't break it up, giving us Tala Tonga as the #1 contender to Abyss's television championship. In all honesty, the early goings was quick and explosive by all three men. I have a feeling, though, well, to be honest, that last pin should have been broken up by Nakamura. There's no question about it. He had the chance to break that pin up, but could not do so. As such, we've got a new #1 contender in Tala Tonga. Man who has won singles gold before, a former never open weight champion in New Japan. But here, yeah, if Nakamura just dove for the shot, he would have broke it up.
Here is your winner, Tully Tonga.
But clearly not able to land it. And that means that we've got a new number one contender in Tala Tonga. As now, the attention for me shifts. All show we are shifting pretty heavily through our divisions. And do you know what? We've gone from the women's television division to the men's television division. Obviously, the first being a championship bout. Why don't we have a nice, just crazy triple threat in the women's side of things, just to loosen up and get ready for some big boy matches through the rest of the show. If you don't know what I mean, let's get into some high-flying, fun stuff.
The following contest is a triple threat match. Making her way to the ring from Honolulu, Hawaii,
Sol Ruka has been pretty unfortunate here in IPW. Well, her wins have really not been coming. And tonight, she just gets a nice shot. She has the chance to land a soul snatcher onto not just one person, but two. And that could be pretty epic. Woo! 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 But the level of competition she must face is at its peak, as a returned Lyra Valkyria is set for action.
from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria.
Valkyria looking ready. Woo! Woo! Woo. As she's put behind her Kiana James, she's now looking to recapture positions in her rankings. IPW, we know it for the crazy action that it can it can provide us. Lyra has been at the center of a lot of that crazy action. Sol, another very daredevil wrestler. They've now got maybe one of the biggest punching bags here in IPW.
And from Chicago, Illinois,
Cora Jade joins this duo in the ring. Less about high-flying, high-octane offense, more about just hitting her opponents with offense. Beating them up style in that kendo stick, I've got a feeling it's going to come into play in this matchup. Remember, triple threat rules will apply. No DQ, no count out. It will just be a brawl. So let's get ready for this matchup, our third one of the evening. All three women staring each other down. And let's get going. It's Lyra and Sol battling first. A jawbreaker from Lyra takes down Sol. Jade, Des Perez to start their action off for her. And then a nice Hurricane Rana. I wasn't expecting it to be Jade to be the first one to leave her feet, but turns out she is. She now is capitalizing on the situation. Nice back elbow connecting onto Lyra as Sol goes for the roll-up. One. Pin reverse. Jade on top now as these two trading positions. Lyra comes flying through. Isn't able to break it up. Does this time. Step up Inzaguri from Jade. Gonna thank Lyra for getting involved, but that's not... Well, another one. Here we go. Around the world we go. No. This one's broken up pretty quickly. Lyra tries to leave her feet. Misses with the cross body. The Sol. Springboard moonsault. Barely connects, but I believe a little bit of a connection, but it isn't felt by either of her opponents. That moonsault would have been pretty epic to connect onto both of them, but hey, it is what it is. As now Jade fighting back. And while this isn't a #1 contendership bout, as a schoolgirl pin bridging over is Lyra. Down for the count as, well, Jade finds out of it. But as what I was saying, this isn't a #1 contendership bout per se. Obviously, I've got a feeling that Eve Torres will set the next television title bout to be Fallon versus Victoria after today's opener. Pinfall attempt here from Cora Jade. Not going to earn a count, but she does earn a dropkick to the face from Sol Ruka. Now going to gun stun her. Lyra swinging for the fences with these kicks. A nice step up in Zaguri connecting. The action may start to slow down a little. A lot of trading in positions. A lot of reversals in the early goings as Sol takes Jade out the ring. Cora sent flying over the top, and now a one-on-one inside the ring. A leapfrog, a drop down, and the drop kick missing. Springboard crossbody connects onto both opponents. Lyra's flying, and now striking for the win. Hits Jade with that baseball bat, goes for the cover. Only earns a 1. Super kick narrowly missing there. There's no roll-up attempt. For a second there, I thought we were going to get a Fisherman's Buster out from Lyra. Instead, it's Sol on the offensive. Planting now, Jade. Head crashing into the mat, and now Sol taking it to Lyra, but Lyra's backfiring. No, can't connect this time. Sol fights out of it. Boot caught, though. It's a follow-up offense. Denied by Valkyria. As these women are really showcasing how well they know each other. Sol, nice Hurricane Rana, a good setup, but Jade's is just more sublime, quicker to the punch. Takes out Sol. And there we have our next weapon in the picture. A chair to the chest of Lyra Valkyria and one to the skull of Sol Ruka. Cora fired up. Landing the heavy offense. She returns Valkyria back into the ring. A super kick could potentially have dealt with Sol. But the answer to that is no, because Sol's getting back up. Valkyria denying whatever Cora was looking for. A drop down. And there's an arm drag takedown. DDT follows it up. A sledgehammer to the face. Denies Lyra's rally. And Sol looking to snatch Cora's. Connects with it. And now has to deal with Valkyria, who sends her out the ring. Pinfall attempt. She's trying to steal the victory. Can't do so just yet because Cora's still got fight in her. Kicks out. After Sol almost snatched the win. Rolls through. Hooks up Lyra into the cover. 1. And a kick out. Valkyria rolls out. And there's that kendo stick we talked about earlier in the match. Around the world with the sidewalk slam. Valkyria heading up top. Jade's in the drop zone as she gets a bit froggy. Misses wildly with the shot. And Cora, she has an opportunity to strike, but Valkyria denying it as best she can. But now she cannot do so. No, she does. Arm drag takedown. Avoid that future shock DDT. Sol. Gun stunning Lyra. Roll up again. Lyra is just trying to steal the victory every opportunity she can. Winning is all that matters to these women. And these roll-ups are really coming into dire straits. Facebuster connecting from Sol. As Ruka. Springboard missing. Jade avoids it. Rough Rider. Connecting from Cora. And then a around the world sliced bread. Bringing down Lyra as the count comes through. An air fall there in favor of Cora. Could have been the winning moment she needed, but that's a face buster from Sol. Lyra firing back as Cora's out the picture. Hurricane Rana from Lyra onto Sol. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out in time. Jade back in. Future shock connects. Sol recovering. Catches Jade onto the shoulders. Fireman's carry. Plants her down onto that sledgehammer. Sol goes for the cover. 2 women out of the picture. Lyra able to kick out though. Jade back up. Sol needs to really hit the offensive maneuvers to win this match. Jade's now back into the picture. Firing off a flurry of offense. And we know this maneuver. It's the face. Connecting with just them arms being wrenched. She goes for the cover off it. Lyra's back into the ring though. Spinning heel kick, not going to connect for Lyra. She's trying to look for that knockout shot. Can't get it. Instead, hooked up by Cora. Nightwing stealing her opponent's finisher. Sends Sol running. Arm drag takedown. Cartwheeling through into the drop kick. Young Bucks-esque pinfall attempt onto Sol. Is this it? No. A kick out at 1. Means this match rolls on. Lyra's boot caught. Cora is getting into a very dominant state. Sol, facebuster. And a spear dropping Cora in the corner. Sol's springboard. Misses the splash. Lyra back up. Hits the dropkick. Goes for the cover. Sol has been pinned the most in this matchup. But she has taken quite a hefty amount of damage from these 2 women. Cora goes for a weapon. There's that leg drop. Signature-esque for Lyra. Sledgehammer. Beat chair. As Lyra swings for the fences, she now sends Cora into the corner. Scoops her up and slams her down. She's in the drop zone. I've got a feeling we might be about to get a little froggy. Maybe not. Lyra back up. There's that executioner's leg drop. That's hit perfectly. Soul trying to steal the cover. But Lyra's not having it. Instead, she puts Soul into the corner. Keep your eyes on Cora, who's watching on with bated breath as Lyra heads back up top. This time, no, she's not gonna. She's being tossed off the top. Cora capitalizing. Soul shaking off that staggered state. Misses the grab, but gets a second attempt onto Cora. Tries to pick the ankle, can't do so. Instead, Cora misses her shot and caught onto Lyra's shoulders. Nightwing connects. Pinfall attempt. 1. And Soul breaks it up. Cora's been taken out the picture. Lyra's landed the heavy offense. That heavy artillery, them shots. Effective. The kendo stick now in play. Cora back to her feet quick. Realizes the danger. Takes down Lyra. Salida del Sol, sliced bread, whatever it's called. She connects. Can't get the win because Soul's interfering. Instead, future shock on Soul. Is this enough? Lyra's down. 1, 2, no. How much more is needed from all of these women, really, to win this matchup? Soul must be on dire straits. Fisherman's Buster. Cora picking off the pieces, sends Lyra out the ring. Go for the cover. There's the sledgehammer. No, Soul rolls out. Oh, that could have been it if she'd gone for the cover. That Fisherman's Buster. Such a massive weapon, should have earned the win. Cora chasing down Lyra, but caught. Taken down with the head scissors. The action spilt to the outside. Facebuster from Soul. Slamming the head of Valkyria into the floor. And already busted open. Valkyria step up enziguri from Jade. Who returns to the ring, realizes the only way to win is inside the ring. And there's the kendo stick in her hand. Slant winging for the fences. She connects heavily onto Lyra. Soul, what's she looking for here? Whatever it is, she needs to get in quick. Future shock from Jade. Crawls into that cover. The pin's broken up. Soul, sending Jade for a run, hits the dropkick. 2 prone targets for Soul to snatch, maybe. Realistically, it comes to the wires. That's a nice moonsault connecting. Jade's back into the ring, though. Gonna break this pin up. There was no focus on the count for me there as a super kick connects. Lyra's back up now. And Lyra hooks up the seatbelt. 1, 2, no! Lyra is victorious. Honestly, Soul with the boots that should have won her the match. But once again, Lyra continuing winning ways here. there were moments I thought that this was over and done with. All three of these women, let's be honest, they had their shots. How this match ended, I've got to say, it should have been still going. As well, we're going to see the replay here. 1, 2, that boot should have connected.
Here is your winner, Lyra Valkyria.
But it wasn't meant to be, and Lyra Valkyria earns the victory here. And that puts her in good stead in this television division. We'll see what that does after cash out. But yes, we are edging closer to the end of the show. We've got 3 more matches for you. Some big boy bouts as well. And we are looking at a new tag team debuting here in IPW for our next matchup. Strap on in, because this is going to be pretty epic. Let's get into it. Well, as we said, this is tag team action. Mella's coming out for it.
Contest is a tag team match scheduled for 1 fall. Introducing first, from Staten Island, New York, the Princess of Staten Island, Carmella.
Mella coming out for this one. And this is going to be pretty epic, I've heard. She's found a new tag partner here in IPW, and, well, they are him.
And her partner, from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing in at 210 pounds, Carmelo Hayes.
Mello and Mella. This is a name that I could probably get behind and just call him Mel. Well, this is going to be a pretty interesting match as Carmelo, high flying, speedy, agile, Mella, a bit of a diva, I guess is a way to describe her. This should be a pretty epic battle between, well, whoever they're facing. Because this is a nice team. They look ready. Oh, this could only mean one thing. They're facing former mixed tag champions. As it's the It Couple.
The team of The Miz and Maurice.
The It Couple in the ring have been pretty solid. As we said, former mixed tag champions. Winning the belts off the Alpha Academy before inevitably losing them back to the Academy. And this is certainly a interesting test for, I guess, Team Mel. Because these two have formidable chemistry. Obviously a married couple. over the years have become awesome together. Mella starting off against Maurice. And let's get underway with a mixed tag match. Both these ladies going for the same opener, but Mella hits first. And we look at these two teams, I'd say there's a lot of history here, especially between Carmelo and The Miz. Tagging together quite some time before breaking that off due to Carmelo not being the nicest of men. Anyway, pinfall attempt here onto Maurice. If you're unaware of how IPW mixed tag team action works, simply put, it's a normal tag team match. Men can kill the women and the women can kill the men. Typically speaking, it's usually the women beating up the men, as that's a nice bitch slap from Maurice, hitting the skull of Carmelo. Now just destroying the jaw with her boot. Maurice, former Divas champion. A very solid wrestler. There's a Psycho knee from the Miz. Misses a follow-up shot onto Mello. Just through, up and down, ebb and flow DDT. Tries to take out the ankle, can't do so. This is an interesting situation that has formed here, because obviously these two are teamed together. They know each other pretty well. And The Miz, veteran of the game, Grand Slam champion in his own right. Heads up top. Tries to land a splash, misses. Tries to channel his inner Carmella Hayes there with some high-flying offense. Now, a springboard moonsault connecting. That is more of what you expect from Mello. Just quickening the pace a little bit. And in comes Carmella to have her first bit of a foray against The Miz. Sends him into the corner. Can't connect. Miz fights back. Oh, big shots connecting. Not the nicest of things to see from a man on a woman, but it's still effective offense. As he sends her into the corner. Tag denied. Smella. Jawbreaker connects. Miz gonna slowly crawl, makes a tag, and now we get our first real taste of the women battling. We saw it to start the match, but now we're gonna get a proper taste because The Miz is out of action for the foreseeable future. Finally gets back up to his feet. Mella tries to attack him, misses. Now gonna be forced to go for a nice run from Maurice. Facebuster there from the French Canadian. Mella's really wanting to hit the Miz. He's not allowing it. Instead, sends her back into the ring. Mella. Roll-up attempt. Can't get it. Maurice kicks out in time, and this is something you typically expect to see, is how these ladies work to earn victory. Mella likes that cone of silence. That head scissor type maneuver onto the head. Almost like an omoplata. As for Maurice, she likes that French DDT. Avoids a grab. That could have been a bad situation. Mela obviously known for also her face buster. Very potent maneuver in her kit as Mello, now legal, sends Maurice flying with the back body drop. And smartly, Maurice makes it to the apron. There's a code breaker from Mello. Because that could have been pretty potent offense landing onto Maurice from the springboard position that Mello was setting up. Miz connecting. And he's setting up that shitty little DDT. And yes, I did do that deliberately in how I said that, but hey, it is what it is. Miz now hooks the leg up. Woo! Figure 4 applied. Has he got Carmelo's legs damaged enough to get the tap out? The answer to that question is no, as he relinquishes the hold. Tag made on both sides. So women square off against one another. Des Prez from Maurice, not going to go for the punches, instead just slamming the head of Mela into the mat. That's the punch shot needed. Maurice goes for the pin off that one. Gets only a 1 for her effort, but still wearing down her opponent as she tosses Carmella to one side. Pin tag. In comes The Miz. Uh-oh. Carmella in trouble. Busaiku knee connects. Couple of tags. Yet again. As well, Mella's been taken out the picture. French DDT, maybe. A flawless DDT, I should say. That's a super kick. Good night, Mello. 1, 2. And a kick out in time. Mela back on the apron, able to provide her partner an escape if he needs it, but I don't think he's going to get it, because it's time for that French DDT. The hair whip included. Pinfall attempt. 1, 2. No. Carmella flying in the nick of time to keep this match alive. Big right connects, and there's the tag. Maurice has done a lot here to Carmelo. It's time for The Miz to end it. Hooks him up. Stalling vertical suplex. No ebb and flow this time. As The Miz in control. Has Mello in the corner. What's he looking for here? Oh, that's dirty. That damages not only the back of the knee, but also the head of Carmelo as his head hit that middle turnbuckle pad. Reese now back into the ring. Gonna punish Carmelo here. Sends him running. The It Couple not gonna get a tag. Maybe Team Mel. Indeed it is. Carmella back into the ring. Shoulder block connects. Reese eats that big maneuver and now eats the face buster. That potent maneuver that we talked about that Mella utilizes. Gets a 2 count. Does Mella. And now, putting her opponent in the corner to allow for this maneuver. Up and over backdrop goes Maurice. Mello around the world planting the French Canadian into the mat and goes for the cover. Gets a 2 and forces the kick out. The Miz confident in his wife to not have to get involved. But at this stage, you have to feel that this could be a dire situation. Mello not going to chase his opponent outside. As these two pointing at each other, knowing they're not going to get any more offense down onto Maurice. Instead, it's going to be Mello hitting the Miz. Connecting. Oh, vicious DDT onto the apron. And Maurice fired up from it. STO connects. Backrake as well. Maurice. Skull crushing finale. Hello. And that's a precursor to that flawless TDT. She plants Mello down for the count. His feet are in the ropes. Maurice going to utilize the ropes as well. But Carmella breaks that pin up. Maurice in control right now. Charging in. Misses. Mello. Misses as well. And Maurice going to make him pay. Tries to lift him up. Can't do so. Instead, it's a big pump kick from Mello. And he gets the tag out with a wounded Maurice prone in the ring. Mella getting her chance to strike as we pull the camera into a better position to view the situation. Our big man Gregathy likes to get in the way. Tag made. Double shoulder blocks. Mello, that's not in the rules. Removes that top turnbuckle pad. Gonna distract our referee. Maurice. Low blow. The referee distracted. Did not see it. And, well, he's coming in for the cover. 1, 2. And, yeah, spoiler alert. If you low blow a woman, it does absolutely nothing. It's just literally a punch to the back or to the ass. And that's why Mello unable to get the win off of it. He did it to the wrong person. Mello into the ring. Looking for the victory now. The head of Maurice bouncing off the canvas. Super kick connects from Mella. She goes for the pin and gets the win. In their debut, Team Mel picks up the victory. And that was a pretty epic way to win it, let's be honest. Low blow into super kick. Yes, please. More of that. Because this was a very back and forth affair. I feel that if Maurice was able to tag out, this would have been a different story. But no tag out means that she's at the mercy of Carmelo and Carmella. Here would have been where I'd have looked to have tagged out. this. Low blow. Avoids the super kick from Maurice. And goes for that cover. Well, it wasn't enough. This certainly was. Boom. Super kick connects. And Maurice is out cold.
Here are your winners, the team of Carmella and Carmelo Hayes.
Well, a solid victory. It's their debut as a team. We'll see how they progress as a unit. But for now, we enter our first co-main event. This is set to be epic. For the first time ever in IPW, we're giving you a main eventers gauntlet. Not a turmoil match style gauntlet, an actual gauntlet. But before we get to that, I need a couple of seconds to sort something before we progress, so give me a minute. Okay, so let's get into this one then. As I find my way over to the right scene. Fun.
The following contest is a gauntlet match. The rules of the match are as follows. Two superstars will start in the ring. When one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Elimination can occur by pinfall, submission, or disqualification. The match continues until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared the winner.
Well, this is a main event of Royal Gauntlet, and all the entries are randomized. 8 stars vying for #1 contendership. And the first man in this matchup is probably the most electrifying man that possibly could be in this. It's been a while since we've seen him here in IPW. But with his cousin as champion.
And from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, The Rock!
Could this be the reason why he is showing his face here tonight? Could this be the reason he wants to be #1 contender? Well, it's a long road ahead if he wants to earn the gold, let alone earn a shot at the Undisputed World Heavyweight Championship. Seven other stars stand in front of him. And it's not any other star. It are people who are considered the top dogs of this division. So everyone in front of him is no easy cakewalk. It isn't a jobber. This isn't a squash match for Dwayne. This is a Fury road of competition. As we take a moment here to wonder who comes out second, who starts the match with The Rock, who has that difficult road to winning alongside him. Well,
And from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, the Samoan Joe!
the former champion is in the house as the fires burn behind him. We're set for a battle of the Samoans to start this show. This gauntlet. It is gonna be explosive. We already have the former champion in play, and a man that I believe, I'm not sure, did these two face off in the road to the showdown? Yes, they did. Let me find the result. Oh, it was The Rock winning that matchup. Well, we could potentially see that again here. Now, if you missed the rules that were read out by Alicia Taylor to start this matchup, simply put, it is a normal singles match. But when you win, you will have to go on to face another person. You have no break, no chance to recalculate your game plan. You have to deal with the consequences of your actions in winning the previous matchup and go to war with a fresh man. These two realistically want to take minimalistic amounts of damage while doling out as much punishment as possible to their opponent in order to have the best chance of making it through to the end of this bout, essentially. This in total will be 6 matches, or 7 matches, I should say, in total between the best of the best that IPW has to offer. And obviously, the prize at stake here is a shot at the head of the table, which is fitting for forcing all the people that are kind of sitting around him at this table, this division, forcing them to fight one another for a place at said table, for a place in a championship match against the tribal chief. This certainly feels like a maneuver the wise man Paul Heyman has set up. 2K comeback inbound from Joe as he hits that power slam. Rock gonna shake it off immediately. Back on the offensive for the People's Champ. Now, in a situation like this, it comes down to realistically who wants it all as Joe brings down the Rock. Heavy offense. Gonna allow him to set up Coquina clutch applied. Will the Rock tap out here? It's an early submission hold. And it's in deep. The Rock fights out the grasp of the former champion as this match rolls on. The Rock landing the People's right. And then dropping the former champ with a lariat. Goes for the cover off of it. Nearly earns the victory, but at this stage in the match, you have to say that it's been Joe who's landed the bigger offense. He eats the spear, and now the action spills to the outside. I'm interested to see, will a count be applied? The answer's no. We cannot have a count out, double count out, I should say, in a gauntlet. There are DQs, however. As The Rock returns to the ring. Confident he's done a lot of work here onto Joe, and I kind of agree with that sentiment, but you can never count out Samoa Joe. He has been a phenomenal champion, and realistically, he brings out that offense in such difficult situations. He unloads a combination of machine gun chops and punches. The current AEW World Champion, Samoa Joe, dishing out the punishment here. Has The Rock on the ropes, maybe. Literally at this moment as he runs them belly to belly, and you saw the face The Rock had there. He felt it. This is why Joe's the former champion. Hooks him up. Oh, nasty. Landing, The Rock takes there as his knees just get buckled on that canvas. And the champion, lying in wait, takes the back and falls backwards. Coquina clutch locked in again. Will he get the tap out? Yes, he does.
has been eliminated.
People's champion out of contention for the main event matchup. Well, it's Rabadoo time. Joe looks confident as Cena begins his stroll to the ring, not running in like he typically would. He takes his time, conserves the energy, but he's caught immediately by Joe, escapes the hold. Now Cena sends Joe for a run, a drop down, hip toss. And this is where this matchup gets interesting. Cena fresh. Joe, I'd say relatively fresh. He didn't take any big offense from The Rock. It was all Joe really in that matchup. So now I have to say Cena, who's now looking for the 5-knuckle shuffle, able to connect. Has a good real point in this matchup. Has to do a lot of work here to beat up Joe. The former champion, we know, can really brawl for the ages. Grabs Cena's hand, hits him with a slap, and he stops whatever John was looking for there. Cena, STFU applied. Locked in deep. Will he get the tap out? Joe's reeling. And he does.
Has been eliminated.
And that's optimal for Cena. He only took maybe 1 or 2 shots from Joe, and one of them was a bitch slap, but this is where the competition continues to surprise. Dream matches can happen if the gauntlet allows them. And now we've got Stone Cold and John Cena. Cena quickly takes down Austin. Can any of these stars survive multiple matchups? That's the real question we've got to see here. Joe had the first chance at it. Now it's up to Cena. Both men rolling out the ring. Austin in control. Cena trying to turn it around. Hits the drop kick. Deadlift, gut wrench. Brings him down with a heavy landing. Austin hitting the stairs as well. Cena has that vicious side of him that he keeps at bay for a lot of time, but now he needs to utilize it if he is to deal with the Texas Rattlesnake, who now takes the back. Nice punch there, that rabbit-style strike from Austin. Caught though. Cena back to his feet. Austin rolls out. Cena back chasing him. Electric chair. Just dropping Austin on the back of his neck. That stack of dimes you call a neck. Austin taking the punishment. The action has seen, well, it's been quite a lot of time outside the ring between these two. Austin returns. Cena picks him up. Powerbomb position. Not going to buckle bomb him. Instead, Swirly staggers Austin in that corner. Cena stomping away. He's not stomping a mud hole himself, but he is heading up top. That's a long distance to fly. Drops the elbow, misses. Way too far for Cena. I'm going to say it right now. It has been a lot of the time Cena in control. But Austin avoids that elbow. Could be the turning point he needs. Spinebuster. Drops Cena down. Has Austin seen enough and decided this is his time to pick up the dub? Damaging the back of John Cena. Calls him up. Hooks him up. Facebuster. Puts Cena down for the count. And not even a single digit going to be lifted in the air by our referee, because that was a quick kick out by John. Austin needs to do a little more. In fact, everyone needs to do a little more to beat up Cena. John, monkey flip. Sends Austin flying. Austin returns back into the ring after being tossed. Backdrop. Reverses Cena's attempts. And now the rattlesnake's fired up. Unloads some heavy rights. Followed up with a knee. I have to say, this is a better showing against Cena than what we saw out of Samoa Joe. Cena caught. Austin. Manhattan drop. And Cena stagger caught. DDT'd. Gets back up quite quickly. But he catches Austin. Electric chair position. This time, it's not the drop. It's a facebuster. Austin not allowing Cena to get any momentum. Des Prez. Oh, hell yeah. Austin's fired up and he's hit Cena with the classics. There he goes. Stunner. Pulls Cena away from the ropes. Smart wrestling here by Stone Cold. Goes for the cover here. Has he done enough to John Cena? The answer's no. John kicks out in time, but Austin's not done. The kick again for another stunner. Austin not able to get the cover though. Cena not allowing it. Maybe Austin needs something else. Scoops him up. Slams him down. And now it's a mud hole being stomped into Cena. And the cover now coming in for Austin. 1, 2, and a kick out. Big match John living up to the name. Surviving 2 stunners. And he's back to his feet. No. Austin hooked up. Not gonna get FU'd here. Escapes out the back door. Sends Cena for a run. Backdrop connects. Stunner for the 3rd time. Austin delivers a knockout shot to Cena. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3.
John Cena has been eliminated.
3 down. 3 to go. Or 4 to go. 1 and 2. And next is the animal. Now Now, compared to Cena after his previous matchup, Austin has taken quite a bit of damage. He evaded Cena's signatures, but he still was pummeled pretty effectively. Pinfall attempt here by Batista, realizing how much damage Austin has taken. Gets the 1 count, but some more work needs to happen if he is to beat the Rattlesnake here. Batista. Not going to get the sidewalk slam down. Instead, it's Austin fighting out, going on the offensive. Atomic drop this time. Drop down. Misses. Could have been an attempt at that Des Prez. Batista evades. Instead, a bit of a rolling senton. A Green Bay plunge, as it's actually called, as the thumbs are ready. Batista could be looking to end this. Around the world slam. That Bossman slam. Bulldog from Austin. As we're seeing these two just trading shot for shot. Austin spears Batista to the floor. There's the Des Prez. Austin returns to the ring. The double birds. Tries to go for the stunner. Batista grabs him quicker. And the animal caught. Stuttered for his effort. Austin's looking to win. Down for the count. 1, 2. No. Austin really trying to be the first to win 2 in a row, but the animal's fired up now. The thumbs already went down. And Austin, his night might be over. There's an animal. Ready. He locked it in. The Batista bite. Will he get the tap? The answer's no. Austin not going to tap out to that. Pinfall attempt. Austin's quite near the ropes. Could reach out. Doesn't do so. Instead opts to kick out. Show more dominance instead of ring knowledge. And the Rattlesnake firing back as he gets back up. There's the animal on the ropes. Sends him for a run. Backdrop connects and a kick to the back as well. Austin's feeling himself charging in, and a big boot busts open the animal. Shot connects as well as he drops him with a double axe. And the mud hole begins to be stomped into Batista. The double birds as well. Austin letting his feelings be known as this gauntlet, it is ramping up. Oh no, misses. Bulldog though comes through from Austin. He can't connect with them elbows. But hey, it is what it is. Instead, he just continues to beat up the animal. A wounded animal at that, eating some shots. Austin. He's feeling it, because I've got a feeling a kick's coming. Stunner for a second time onto the animal. Pinfall comes through. 1, 2. No. Still. This matchup continues. Probably not for much longer, though. Animal avoids Austin's chop, hooks him up. Batista bomb. And the thumbs are back up and down. The animal's feeling himself. Usually, that would finish any opponent. But the animal clearly feels he needs to do more here to Austin. Austin's not going to allow it. He's not going to be going down that easily. He's resilient. He's one tough SOB, as JR would like to call him. And Austin unloading. Boot caught though. And a lariat from the animal. Turning the tides maybe. Shot after shot raining in. Tilt the world slam. Austin catching Batista. Lariat connecting. Batista back up. Sends Austin for a little jog. Back elbow misses. Austin sends Batista for a little job. Death press connects though. Austin unloading. Goes for the cover. Has he done enough? Batista's down and out. Austin does the two-peat, but from an animal to now an American nightmare. Adrenaline in its bone. Cody walks with passion, purpose to the ring to get his ass beat by the Texas Rattlesnake, who's dialing it up, I feel. The kick, stunner, connects. Austin goes for the cover. Cody's fresh. They shouldn't earn the win, but a 2 count's good for the first bit of offense in this match. An Irish whip. A drop down. Spine buster by Austin. Continuing to work. Continuing to beat up everything in sight. You could call him Sing because he's seeking and destroying. Austin puts Cody up top. Tree of Woe. And the mud hole gets stomped a little bit, but Cody's out of there. The issue is for everyone currently entering the ring against Austin, he is doing a hell of a lot of damage to them before they're really able to unload. Cody might be the first to maybe get the better of the Rattlesnake. Difficult task at hand, but Cody's fired up. Crossroads connects and it busts open. The Rattlesnake pinfall comes through. 1, 2, and a kick out. How is Austin doing it? He's staying alive through all of this. The madness is being felt. And Cody might be starting to feel the frustration of what will it take to beat Stone Cold. Maybe targeting the double strapped up legs. Figure 4 not gonna work. The knee braces certainly a target for anyone who faces Stone Cold. His weak knees. So the figure 4 gonna do a lot of work to damage them as Cody off the second rope. Moonsault connects. Austin firing back. Dragon screw leg whip. Stunner from out of nowhere. He is looking to eliminate his third in this matchup. Texas Rattlesnake edging closer to victory here. With this very dominant showing. But Cody back to his feet. A drop down. Leapfrog. Hip toss. And he opts for the cover here. Quite close to the ropes. Austin could reach out. Doesn't need to. Showcase the dominance with a kick out. Cody. I thought for a moment he was going for the crossroads instead. He's got the electric chair, but Austin escapes the hold and delivers a shot to the back. Pinfall attempt here by the Rattlesnake. A busted open Rattlesnake that's just been very dominant on the offensive through the majority of this matchup. Kitchen sink delivered. Avoids the chop from Rhodes, but he can't avoid this combo. Suck it, that is. As he hits the bionic elbow. Rhodes could be closing in on the victory. He needs to go up in this series, but he has taken 2 stunners. Roll up. Has he done enough? Austin pinned center of the ring and a kick out given. So much energy though being exhausted here by both these men. Austin hooked up. Crossroads planted. Pinfall attempt. That should be it for the Texas Rattlesnake, and it is.
Austin has been eliminated.
You have to say he put on one heck of a showing. But now the hounds are barking in the Primetime arena. As it's Braun Breaker's time to enter this matchup. Cody isn't the freshest of cookies, as we said. He needs to really get done with Breaker quite quickly. Breaker, though, not someone to be trifled with. He is explosive. He is fast. And Cody needs to match that tempo if he is to survive this dog. Frankensteiner from Breaker, followed up with a moonsault. Pinfall comes through. Cody's down 1. Kicks out at 1. A surprising affair considering all the punishment that Austin did. Rondo, we know, can just do some work here. Caught in hip toss. Back to his feet, though. Cody did not expect it, but does hit back with a Scorpion Death Drop. Rhodes. Pedigree connects. He's trying to get Braun out of there as quick as possible. Kick out at 1, though, from Breaker, who gets quickly back up again. That nip up into a running power slam. Rhodes is in trouble. It's Braun. He's getting there. Dominance is being felt. An Irish whip. Planting. Rhodes down. And surprisingly, Bronze heading up top. Not something we typically see, but the splash connects. And he goes for the cover of it. Has he done enough here? Gets a 2. The near fall almost indicating that that was it. Rhodes eats a shot in the back, and now we've got a fired up breaker. Sends Cody into the ring post. Rhodes caught. And the straps have come down. Breaker is feeling himself. Ooh. Spear connects. Cuts him in half. Pinfall attempt. How? In God's green earth has Cody kicked out of that? Austin did so much work. A little more needed. Maybe a Frankensteiner. Could be that tune setter. Rhodes back up. Puts Breaker outside the ring. Is he going to follow him? What was that? Rhodes just flying, corkscrewing with the cross body. Drops the knee as well. Breaker's now taking a considerable amount of punishment here against the American Nightmare. And Cody is not slowing down. He's calling the crowd for something. Perhaps it's this. Crossroads connects into the pin. Is Breaker down and out? A kick out Givenson. The answer's no. There's still fight in this dog. Dragon Screw showing said fight. Cody, though, we know, can and will dissect his opponents. A former undisputed world heavyweight champion here in IPW. Hits the Cody cutter. Goes for the cover off of it as well. Pin is good, but it's not enough. Was in deep. But still, there's fight out of Breaker. But for how much longer? A third Cody Crossroads pinfall attempt gets him. Cody had to do a lot to survive. But now, one last opponent. And it's the Demon, who's lied in wait for his opportunity. And he's gonna get it here against Cody. Rhodes fights back. Not gonna make it an easy walk for Balor. But let's be honest. Cody has gone through hell to get to this situation. He took out Austin. And now Bron Breakker. Looking to make Balor the third on that list. Balor wants to get this over and done with quite quick. Do not give Cody an opportunity to come back. But Rhodes, he's quick, decisive in his shots. Fighting back, it's a trading of reversals here. Cody, signature road offense. Putting Balor in the corner. Hooking him up. Leg being booted. Alley-oop. Balor goes flying. The Demon's really been unable to unload any offense as Rhodes heads up top. Balor's back up. He catches Cody unaware. Drops the elbow, and that's Cody busted open. The Demon almost firing back in. Does fire back. This could be his moment. Rhodes not going to allow the belly to belly. Fights out of the grasp of Balor. Finn takes the back of Rhodes. Chop connects. Again, the leg being punished. Torqued here by Balor. Shot after shot connecting. He lands that leaping forearm cleave. Followed up with another shot to the back, and there's a sling blade. Rolls through. Basement dropkick. Demon in control. As Cody really struggling. And this might be why. Because the Demon's supernatural aura is hard to fight. Especially when he's wearing you down. This is Cody's third match in this gauntlet. This is the Demon's first. And he's come in at the most opportune moment. Especially now, he's looking to dial him up. Boom, the shotgun dropkick connects. Balor unloading a combo. Up on the shoulders. Lawn blower. Tries to go coup de grace, misses. Cody takes the neck. Crossroads. Quickly into the cover. 1, 2, no. Balor kicks out. Rhodes needs something else to catch Balor unaware. Kick connects. Has he done it here? 1, 2, and a kick out in time. Bear in mind, folks, this is your co-main event. We still have our tag team classic eliminator main. Cody Cutter. Crisp and decisive. 1, 2. Balor out at 2. Rhodes has found his footing. And again, Crossroads busts open. Balor. 1, 2. And again, the Demon kicks out. Rhodes needs something else. He drops the axe. Because the Demon is not going down. Takes out the leg. Balor. Missing his shot that he needed. Cody, disaster kick connects. Up and over. Balor's up. Caught though. Cody not going to go crossroads. Instead, it's in a neck breaker. Rhodes, though, is feeling himself. Powers up. Balor. Gun stun connecting. He thinks he's done enough here. 1, 2, 3. And he does. Cody Rhodes. Oh. Wins the main eventers gauntlet. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of the action was close. Cody went through 3 men to win this match. Whoa. He survived Austin. He dissected Breaker. And then survived Balor. That in tow ended this gauntlet. It was Balor missing the coup de grace that gave Cody this match. Rhodes did not slow down after that. He realized that moment would have ended it, and he did not give up.
Here is your winner, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Thus setting himself up with a date with the Tribal Chief yet again. Can he win this time? We'll see at Cash Out. But for now, it's main event time. Oh my. What a show we've had for you. 2-hour-long show. We're not done. It's Division Finals time. It is Team 3D, Motor City Machine Guns. For the first time in IPW? Let's see who gets to face the Usos at Cash Out. Let's go, boys and girls. Let's go.
The following contest is a tornado tag team match on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 420 pounds. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Well, let's talk about their run to this final. This divisional final. Starting in the second round of this tournament, the Guns beat Pretty Deadly in that matchup, which was pretty epic. It realistically should have kept going, but Pretty Deadly missed the tune that was needed. They then faced Gallus last week. And now they've got Team 3D, who won last week against a symphony of the Headbangers and A-Town Down Under.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 603 pounds, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
It wasn't a surprise that these two, well, were in the final. The former tag champs have been fighting back to make it to that title opportunity with the Usos. After a pretty epic return several weeks ago. Can they earn the shot? That triple threat at Cash Out obviously will contain the Usos. as we learned last night, AOP and DIY, the lowest ranked teams, or two of the lowest ranked teams in this tournament, made it to the final. And almost, well, have a chance to go up against the Usos in their first ever title match here in IPW. Shelley taking down Devon. We already saw an early near fall with that non-light suplex. Devon takes down Sabin as Shelley takes out Bubba Ray. Comparative to a lot of our matches tonight. Comparative to the tag matches that we saw, the action's always going to be consistent in this. Expect bloodshed in multiple ways as these two teams will continue to battle till that bell rings again. Sabin hits a dropkick. Bubba gets back up, takes the back of Shelley. Sidewalk slam. Dropping one of the guns here. Pinfall attempt here. Sabin trying to get the win. Does force Bubba to break contact with Shelley. Problem is, Shelley went for a weapon and cannot, well, capitalize because he's been taken out by Devon. The guns have flattened Devon. And now, a leaping neck breaker. Puts down Bubba for a second until Shelley messes it up. A super kick from Sabin will take out Devon, but Bubba's back on the offensive onto Sabin, who's kind of been the star performer of this Motor City Machine Guns team during the early goings of this match. Because Shelley has had his ass beat through the majority of this early going. Bubba's fired up. As is Devon. Neck breaker from Bubba connect. And Devon might be saving grace in a second. Indeed he is. Planting Shelley. Goes for the cover. Sabin not going to be able to break this pin up because he is Bubba cuttered. And now a pinfall attempt from Bubba onto Sabin. Only nets a one because Shelley has been realistically the punching bag here at Team 3D. Matchup is not going to plan if you're the Motor City Machine Guns. Because, well, Team 3D as the Bubba Bomb connects. Pinfall attempt. Gonna maybe get the win here, no. And there's a kick out by Shelley, but let's be honest, this has been a destruction of Alex Shelley. Sabin has got off quite lightly in comparison, and what the flip. We're seeing it all tonight. Shelley using some unholy powers to float there. But Bubba does the right thing and knocks him flying, I guess. Shelley. Oh, nice facebuster, but he is flattened by Bubba once again. Sabin misses wildly. And now he's going to feel the wrath of a Bubba cutter. Pinfall attempt, Devon trying to get it. Shelley kicks out in time. Pinfall attempt now onto Sabin. 1, 2. No. Kick out given somehow. Resiliency on display here by the Motor City Machine Guns, but they are no match for Team 3D right now. Nice vertical suplex as a super kick from Sabin. Is that a Motor City stretch on the outside? It is. Sabin utilizing it, though, is pretty interesting to say the least. It's not usually him that goes for that maneuver. That is more of a Shelly-type offense. Shelly stepping up, fighting, protecting Sabin. But Bubba and Devon landing. Saving Grace connects. 1, 2, 3. Well, Team 3D showed why they were favorites in this tournament on the Primetime bracket to make it, well, to cash out. A big time victory for them here over the Guns. Leads us to know what half of our tag team triple threat will be. As for the Guns, you kind of have to say this was an underperformance by them. Team 3D just demoralized them and destroyed them every stage of this match. The level of offense was minimal. And the saving grace ending the night, obviously, for the Guns. As here you see it. Devon hooks it up and then bang, down goes Shelly, who's just been destroyed in this matchup.
Here are your winners, Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys.
Cash out looms closer this weekend. It's going to be an epic showcase with the Usos versus 3D to top it off. We also found out a couple of other matches happening tonight. And well, for the live episode of Primetime, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed every moment of it, as I have as well. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here if you want to, and I will see you Thursday night, our final show before Cash Out. You don't want to miss that. Peace out.